Iron Man is a legendary character who will always be remembered as the godfather of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Some people have been sharing their opinions online about Iron Man, saying he was overrated and carried by plot armor. Now everyone's entitled to their own opinions, and my opinion is that everyone who thinks this is wrong. Iron Man may not have any special superpowers, but his intelligence alone allowed him to go head to head against and fight alongside some of the universe's most powerful fighters. So today we're going to be power scaling the man who started the MCU, Tony Stark. Unlike when we power scaled Wanda, we're going to keep Iron Man as one character to scale, seeming as it's his technology that advances instead of his powers, seeming as he has none. Seeming as Iron Man has been around since 2008, we do have a lot of content to cover. So starting off, Iron Man takes out a base of the 10 rings in his least advanced suit, and after developing a bit more, he proceeds to take a hit from a tank, survive the fall, and then blow it up with one shot. He then manages to make a new element and take down a huge amount of hammer robots as well as Whiplash before taking down Killian in Iron Man 3. In the Avengers, he beats Loki for the first time with the help of Captain America. He then practically beats Thor with one of his least advanced suits by getting overcharged by his attacks and hitting him with beams. Then he beat Loki again with the Avengers later, obviously, before he lifts the nuke into space and survives the fall from the portal after being in space for a few seconds. Following that, in Age of Ultron, he tanks an explosion from Sokovia and also beats Ultron's main body, but didn't actually kill him. However, his most important feat in Age of Ultron is beating a fully enraged Hulk with the Hulkbuster. The only other character who came close to this really was Ragnarok Thor, when he fully used his powers and still failed because he was electrocuted, which wasn't his fault, but you know. In Civil War, the most important feat is his 2v1 against Captain America and Bucky. Along with many other fans, I'm almost 100% certain Tony could have absolutely smacked the lights out of both of them if it wasn't for Civil War being a Captain America movie and they both had plot armor. He managed to floor them both after scanning their fights and destroy Bucky's metal arm, and the only reason he really lost was because he had to. It wasn't an Iron Man movie or an Avengers movie. After that, we see him able to stop a boat from separating with all his suits in Spider-Man Homecoming, which is also quite impressive. Then we get into Infinity War, where his fight with Thanos was a huge feat, even though he didn't actually win. He took hits from the Titan and tanked a piece of moon, slamming him into the ground. He also managed to get good hits which damaged Thanos, and he's one of the only characters who managed to make him bleed, alongside Thor. And before you say it, Wanda didn't make him bleed, alright? He just had to cry out for pain, so bite me. He also blocked a hit from the Power Stone, not to mention he actually resisted one too, like Thor barely managed to. Bear in mind, this stone can wipe out planets with one hit. We saw it in Guardians of the Galaxy. In Avengers Endgame, his two biggest feats are discovering and making time travel possible, before snapping his fingers with all 6 Infinity Stones to kill Thanos and his army. However, this did end up killing him and ending his legacy. Besides all of these, Iron Man is obviously a great inventor, making many suits over his life, not only for him, but for his legacy Peter Parker with Iron Spider, and his wife Pepper Potts with Rescue. I think Iron Man is one of the strongest Avengers of all time. He's a worthy opponent against Hulk and Thor, and can smack up most people he did encounter. For this reason, on our list, I'm going to rank him at the same level as Endgame Wanda, which people might get triggered about this, but I genuinely think Iron Man would stand a chance against Endgame Wanda, not necessarily beating her, but standing a chance depending on where they are and what their motives are. For example, in an empty place, Iron Man would have the upper hand, but near a parking garage like in Civil War, Wanda has more things to use. The main reason is that in Endgame, she doesn't have the ability to bend reality, and she doesn't have the Darkhold either, so she isn't as powerful as she came across. So that was power scaling Iron Man in the MCU. I hope you did enjoy. I plan to do more videos like this with multiple characters per video to get the list bigger. So if you want to see more videos like this, like, subscribe, and I'll see you soon with another video.